my review of the Phil Ochs album Gunfight at Carnegie Hall. It was released in 1970. This is my review of the Phil Ochs album Gunfight at Carnegie Hall. It was recorded in 1970, released in 1974, and produced by Phil Ochs. So this was one of the earliest Phil albums that I got into, and it was the first one that I heard anything off of. I didn't get this CD copy for a long time. Like, I kind of bought this off eBay, I think in 2020. It was a little bit expensive. So yeah, it was kind of and it's a really weird copy as far as like the way the CD comes out. I kind of like I don't know, I hate this case. But anyway, so yeah, this album, one of my favorite live albums of all time. I think the concert that it comes from is kind of legendary, and like the Phil story. It was at Carnegie Hall. He was in his gold suit. He has a band. The first show, I believe, was cut short because of a bomb threat, and these recordings are from the first show. In between the shows, he had a little bit to drink, and then there was some like incident where I think he was trying to get, I don't know if he was trying to get a refund or trying to get like new tickets for people because of the show being cut short, but like he tried to get into the ticket box, I think, and like cut his hand or something, which like resulted in him being banned from playing Carnegie Hall again. So all this stuff happened during these two shows, just a really kind of legendary event. And really, I think like my time machine concert, like if I could go back in time to any concert to watch, I would want to go see these two shows at Carnegie Hall that Phil did. Even though he was a little drunk for the second show, like the recordings are out there and I've heard them. Still great show because the set list is great, and I love this band. He has a band here consisting of Bob Rafkin on guitar, Lincoln Mayorga on piano, Kenny Kaufman on bass, and Kevin Kelly on drums. I got into this album because Kevin Kelly really, I was a fan of his playing on Sweetheart of the Rodeo from the Byrds, and I wanted to look and find more stuff that he played on. So I came across like this album being mentioned as one that he was on, and so since it was a live album, like I was even more excited to hear that. So I couldn't find a copy of it, and I don't think it was on YouTube at the time. So like I got on Amazon, and I didn't have enough money to buy all the songs, but I had enough money to buy like 2 or 3 of them. So I was like, well, I'll buy 2 of them. So I got I Ain't Marching Anymore first because like Wikipedia said that was one of his popular songs. And it turns out that song doesn't have drums on it. So I had to buy another one, and I got the Buddy Holly medley next because I knew that would have drums on it. And so yeah, I really liked both those tracks, and after that I always wanted to listen to this rest of this album, and then a couple of years later it was on YouTube. So I started listening to it on there then, and then years later I found a copy of it. But yeah, one of my favorite live albums opens with Mona Lisa, which is a cover. I think he says a Conway Twitty song from the 50s. I haven't heard the original version. So he's doing kind of a mix of his originals and covers on this during this show, and I think like some of the people in the concert had a problem with it. At least that's what it sounds like from all the stuff I've read. And they kind of just wanted him to do his original material. I think it's pretty cool that he's doing these covers. I think it's interesting to hear him do some other stuff. And this one I like a lot. I think it's a strong opening track. I really like the band's performance. I really like Phil's performance. It's kind of like a raw sounding live album, but I love the way it sounds, love the energy. I really like this band he put together, and I kind of wish that he had been able to do more things with them. The second track is I Ain't Marching Anymore, which, like I said, is the first time I heard this song, and this is still my favorite version of it. Just a great performance from Phil. I think it's really like emotional sounding in his voice. Just great version of the song. I like this version like so much more than the studio version. The third track is kind of a strange one. He does Okie from Muskogee by Merle Haggard. He has a lot of entertaining like speeches he gives in between the songs. This one has a pretty funny one where he tells the audience to not be like Spiro Agnew. I enjoy this song. I'm not really into the message of it that much, but I do like the song kind of. I mean, Merle was a great songwriter, so yeah, it's a catchy song, and I like Phil's performance of it. And it's kind of funny to hear him doing that kind of song. So yeah, that to me is not like one of my top favorite things on there, but I enjoy it. The fourth track is Chords of Fame, and this is my favorite version of Chords of Fame. I like it better than the studio version, even though I do like the studio version of Chords of Fame, but just I love the way this band plays it, and I love Phil's performance. The fifth track is a Buddy Holly medley, and this is the second thing I ever heard by Phil, and another one where I love the band's performance, love Kevin's drumming on it. I really like Phil's performance. I think he does Buddy Holly pretty well. I'm not usually too big of a fan of medleys, but I don't know, I like this. I like the way all the songs flow together. I like all the songs he picks. I'm a pretty big Buddy Holly fan, so I think they all flow well together, and I feel like most of those songs are so short anyway that they kind of work in medley form. The sixth track is Pleasures of the Harbor, and this is my favorite version of Pleasures of the Harbor. It kind of fixes my problems with the studio version. I think it might be a little shorter, which is kind of unfortunate. Like I don't know if he cuts some of it, but I feel like he does. But yeah, it's just the studio version just kind of slows things down a little bit, and just the way that he does this version with the band and at like a little higher, like faster tempo, I think really just kind of brings the song something more than what it has in the studio. Really just that like kicking the tempo up a little bit, I think is what does it. But yeah, just a great version of Pleasures of the Harbor, one of my favorite moments of like anything from Phil. Next is Tape from California. Also probably my favorite version of Tape from California. They do this one really fast as well, which I like. I think just the kind of like frantic speed that they're playing the song just adds to the lyrics, and Kevin's just going crazy. So I love that. Great version of the song. It's a medley of Elvis songs. It's probably my least favorite part of the album, really only because I don't think that he pulls off the Elvis voice as well as he does the Buddy Holly stuff. And I'm kind of a bigger Buddy Holly fan anyway, so I'm kind of just more into those songs. But it's not a bad part of the album or anything. I just don't think that Phil's voice fits like Elvis as well as it does some of the other stuff. And then the ninth and final track, A Fool Such As I, another cover. This one I really liked. I think Phil gives a great performance. I think the band gives a great performance. So I think it's a strong way to close the album. So Phil Ochs, Gunfight at Carnegie Hall. One of my favorite live albums, but that said, it's got a few issues with it, really. But really, like, the main reason I love it so much is because of Phil's performance and because his band. I just think that they were a great fit, and I really wish there had been more stuff of these guys playing. I think that my main problem with this album is kind of in like the track listing. I don't really know like what the full set list he played during this first show was. I know it was cut short because of a bomb threat, so I don't know like how much of his set he got through, but I'm pretty sure there are other songs out there that he did. So like, I don't know, some of the covers that are on here, I know at least during the second show he played originals that I would have rather heard than some of the covers, and it's a shame they couldn't just put the entire concert on, especially since I mean, it was relatively short, or was cut short. And the second show they obviously didn't use any of that because he was pretty drunk and sounds like it. But yeah, just a great album for what it is. I'm glad it's out there. I think all the songs have great performances, and just really, really great live album. Can't recommend it highly enough.